2025 Pioneer League season has indeed arrived. Good evening and welcome to Raimondi Park in Oakland, California, as the Oakland Ballers host the Ogden Raptors in the first of a 6-game series on opening day. I'm Nevada Cohen alongside my broadcast partner Tyler Peterson, who will join me later. And you're watching Ballers Baseball on Flow Sports. Now, let's take a look before we get into the intros at both these teams and how last year went. Ogden, it was a down year for the 2023 Pioneer League champs. They went 41-55, finishing 9th overall in the league, and had a much better first half than second half. They finished tied for last in the second half of the Pioneer League season. On the other hand, the Oakland Ballers, in their inaugural year, went to the playoffs. They were the second half champs, 31-17 record in the second half, and in the overall they went 53-38. And now we're going to take a look at the starters. We're going to introduce Mark Kahn, our public address announcer, who will introduce the starters for today's game. It's hot. It's hot.
Those are the Ogden Raptors. Welcome inside the ballpark. I'm Tyler Peterson. Nevada, it's time for a new season, and it's so glad to be back here with you. Here on Flow, we have not yet started the 8:60 a.m. answer part of this opening night festivities, but it's very nice to be here with you, and you've had to wait a while. Last time we were here, the Ballers lost the playoff game to the YOLO High Wheelers, but we are ready to go. A new squad and a lot of names to try to learn, and we will move you through some of those as well. But we are going to take a break and rejoin once we begin our stream at the bottom of the hour on 8:60 a.m. The Answer. But keep it here until then. Ballers Baseball. Ladies and gentlemen, the 2025 Oakland Ballers. Nope.
K per 9 ratio last year, opening day with a strikeout.
He at one time led all of college baseball in strikeouts at the D2 level at St. Joseph's. In steps the DH Cole Jordan, a second-year Raptor. Short's first pitch to him is a fastball called strike at the knees. 0-1. It's good to see strikes from Shorty early. The next pitch on its way, fastball just off the plates. And it is 1-1.
Jordan, someone who's looking to make a bigger impact this year for Ogden. 322 hitter in just 68 games, collected 83 hits for the Raptors in 2024.
Here's the 1-1. Bases are empty. The pitch on its way, called strike at the bottom of the zone. It's 1-2. A right-handed hitter is Jordan from Newport Beach, California. No score here in the top of the first. Short has the sign. The 1-2 on its way now, and it is swung on and missed. Fastball below the knees at 90. Back-to-back strikeouts by Luke Short.
Short with that dangerous 4-pitch mix. The fastball, he can run it up into the mid-90s. That one, again, Tyler said at 90 and below the zone, nothing Jordan could do to come up with any contact there. Four-seam changeup, slider, curve for the lefty, Luke Short.
Here is Connor Bagniski, a left-handed hitter who takes a big curveball on the outside corner for a called strike one.
Bagneski, 5th-year pro. He's played with 5 different teams in 4 different leagues.
The next pitch from Short, fastball low that time.
Bagneski also led Ogden last year in batting average among qualifying hitters, 362 average for Bagneski.
Our first Let's Go Oakland chant as Bagneski fouls that ball away. It's 1-2. So back-to-back Ks for Luke Short in the first inning. He's got Bagneski now in a 1-2 count. He begins his windup. He kicks, fires, and this is a line drive to left field. That's a base hit in front of Titi Ali'i. A soft hit. And the first hits for the Raptors. It's a 2-out single. And that'll bring up Chris Sargent, the catcher. So top of the first, 1 out, a runner in first, and no score yet. Sargent, a right-handed hitter, a second-year Raptor from Wilmer, Alabama. The first pitch, a ground ball toward the backhand, past the glove of the third baseman, Buford. That's going to be a single. A throw to third is not in time, and a first to third base running on that single by Sargent. Cam just could not get over to that ball in time. And from what looked like a very quick inning, all of a sudden now the Raptors threatening with first and third and 2 outs.
Couple hits into left for Ogden brings up Carter Mize, former Rocky Mountain Vibe.
Mize, a left-handed hitter, tall left-handed hitter. First pitch from Short, breaking ball called for a strike. Another Let's Go Oakland chant. Short lead for Sargent at first. Decent lead at third for Bagneski. The 0-1 to Mize. He swings and misses.
You could tell he was uncomfortable with that pitch. That's the curveball at 75 miles an hour. A huge disparity in speed between that and Short's fastball.
So a quick 0-2 to Mize. Lozano to set up low and away. The pitch to the plate is a breaking ball in the dirt, a half swing. Does he go? No, says the umpire at second base. Running on the play is the first baseman, Sargent. When he saw the ball in the dirt, you may have to tag a wild pitch there. So it's second and third. The 1-2 on its way. It's a half swing and a foul back. Again, I think you're right, Nevada, looking uncomfortable in the at-bats. This will be the 19th pitch for Luke Short. Second and third, 2 outs. Mize Waits on the pitch short from the stretch. He kicks and fires, and it's a breaking ball. Half swing, does he go? No, says the umpire at second.
Crowd letting him have it.
2-2. Early moment in this ball game. Second and third, 2 outs, and a couple of close swings here. Mize hanging in there. The 20th pitch for Shorts. Swing and a miss. Fastball above the hands, and the inning is over. 3 strikeouts for Luke Shorts, and the inning is over. The Raptors do not score. We're going to take a break on 860 AM. The Answer, your home for Ballers Baseball.
Uh,
And that ends the inning. Monteith never picked anyone up, and he is doubled off, and that's the inning. We head to the third, no score on 860 AM, The Answer. Top of the third, still no score on opening night from Raimondi Park. It's the Ballers and the Raptors. And I think we're seeing a little bit of the early season rust, let's say in Nevada, because, hey, I mean, both pitchers are having nice starts. A lot of strikeouts, which sort of, to me, says guys are still working into their at-bats.
It's ugly. It's ugly baseball, and that's kind of just what happens on opening day. You're gonna get that. Once we get to August, you won't see these same mistakes. That's just baseball.
And a couple, let's say, base running mistakes as well. Here's Fontenot, and the first pitch from short is a called strike on the outside. Short to the plate, a ground ball hit toward Cobb. He fields it, throws across the diamond to first, well in time for the first out of the third. Now, Tremaine Cobb, he is what you would call a accolade player in college. He, if you look at the sort of advanced statistics, was considered the second best fielding shortstop in all of college baseball, which is quite a feather in your cap.
Yeah.
And that's things like defensive runs saved and things along that line. Here's Oyama, who fouls one back. Oh, 0-1. So one time through the lineup for short, he's allowed 2 singles. The 0-1 on the way, and it's fouled back by Oyama again. It's a quick 0-2.
Just can't believe I heard you utter the words defensive run saved.
I know.
You've come a long way.
I need some mouthwash or applesauce or something. Not while I'm on the air, though. The 0-2 on its way, and Oyama takes inside.
I mean, I think you could do with a little mouthwash.
Well, thank you very much, my friend. Remind me to scoot this chair over a little bit more. The 1-2 on its way now from short, setting up outside is Lozano, and that is strike 3 called on the outside. Oyama will not challenge, and that is Luke Short's 7th strikeout through 8 batters.
And not only that, his last 3 have all been looking, which means he's just befuddling these Raptors hitters.
Well, he is a pitcher that they did not see last year, for whatever that is worth. Cole Jordan. Ground ball toward third. Picking up is Buford. His throw across is in time. That's the inning. A quick inning for short. 1, 2, 3. We move to the bottom of the third. And that is no runs, no hits, no errors. No one's left on base. This is Ballers Baseball on 860 AM, The Answer. Welcome back to Ballers Baseball here on 860 AM. The Answer, your home for every Oakland Ballers game. Hello to our folks watching us as well on our streams and digital streams as well, Flow and YouTube. It's the bottom of the third, still no score. 9-1-2 for Oakland, beginning with the center fielder, Darryl Buggs. Buggs, another new Oakland baller. He wears 19. He is one of a number of players who comes via the draft league in his most recent time played. University of Alabama at Birmingham for Buggs. Very speedy and plays a pretty good center field. See if he can get things started here in the bottom of the third. One hit for Oakland. It was their leadoff man, Cobb, who doubled down the line. Van Sickle's first pitch is low. It's 0-1. Corners are in for Ogden. Van Sickle to the plate. Taken low. No, called for a strike, excuse me. Some big shadows across the diamond as we play. That one low in the dirt.
So through 2 innings, we've seen the Ballers be too aggressive and not aggressive enough on the base path. So I think maybe the third, it's time to find the happy medium.
Well, if Buggs can get on, he would be the right guy to start things out. Sort of a second leadoff man situation. Oakland did that quite a lot last year with Peyton Harden. 2-1. Here's the pitch, and Buggs swings and misses through the changeup.
He did have a career best 16 steals last year at UAB. He was an everyday center fielder for the Blazers.
The 2-2 on its way, and Buggs swings and fouls it at the plate. Just does stay alive. A sellout crowd of 4,100 tonight here at Raimondi to cheer on the Ballers on the first of 6 games against Ogden. Sargent setting up low and away. The pitch is outside for ball 3. Now Van Sickle has already walked 2. Walked Helmig and Monteith. So he's struck out 2, walked 2. Only allowed the 1 hit. It's a payoff pitch to Buggs. Sargent will set up low. Let's see if he sticks with the off speed here. The pitch on its way is swung on and fouled by Buggs again. He's hanging in there.
Looked like the fastball right down the middle. Buggs just missed it.
It's a challenge from Van Sickle, who does not throw, let's say, over 90 miles an hour very often.
Like you said, junk baller, and that can be effective.
The 3-2 now on its way. The kick and the pitch, and Buggs takes low and away. It's ball 4. And a leadoff walk for the Ballers here in the third.
That's a walk in each inning for Van Sickle. And when we look back at his numbers from Utah, he did not walk hitters very often. 53 walks to 170 strikeouts in 3 years.
So again, we've already said 2 things about base running. We've got the leadoff walk, and I think we do want to actually see how fast Darryl Buggs really is.
Against a lefty, though. We'll see if he does go.
Cobb swings, lines one up the middle past the glove of Van Sickle. It's a base hit. Buggs is going to try to hit third. Oyama's throw is not in time. He is in there head first. A close play and a great throw from Oyama to make it close. 2 hits in the game, both by Cobb. Ballers with first and third and no one out.
Cobb has not seen many pitches from Van Sickle. The ones that he has seen, he's done damage with. That's, I believe, 3 pitches seen and 2 lined, 1 in a right field for a double. This time he singles Buggs to third to put the Ballers in business for the German, Lou Helmig.
Helmig took a 3-2 walk in the first inning. Now Sargent's going to step out in front of the plate to set the defense if Cobb does indeed run. Boy, that was not the kind of ball that many players try to take third on, I have to say. And Sickle's first pitch to Helmig. He swings, lines one into left field. It's a base hit. And the first run of the Oakland season comes off the bat of the young German. 1-0 Oakland. Bugs scores. Cobb to second.
Middle, and Helmig goes the other way with the fastball at 87 from Van Sickle, driving in a run. The Ballers, they don't have to worry about the base running now. They got the run, and now they can, hopefully transition that into good base running the rest of the way.
Here's Buford, who lined into an out in his first at bat. First pitch is low.
Of course, we should note the base running. That's an easy RBI single for Helmig because of Bugs running on that single up the middle by Cobb previously.
Buford had a hit robbed his first time up. The 1-0. He swings, chops one toward third. The third baseman's going to go to second for one. The return throw is not in time. So Helmig is out on the fielder's choice. It'll be first and third once again. A 5-4 put out at second with Cobb going to third.
Close play there at first. Nice job by Lane and Fontenot on the turn, but they could not quite get it to first in time to get Buford. He was just able to leg it out.
So now here's Danny Harris, who flied out to deep right. If he does that again, this time Cobb will tag up.
You would hope so.
I hate to say that to Cobb. He's been by far the best player today with the bat. One out, men at the corners. And Van Sickles, first pitch to Harris. He swings and fouls it at the plate. That was a vicious swing as well. 1-0 Oakland on the RBI single by Lou Helmig. Sargent, he forgot to set the defense. He does now. Stands out in front of the plate.
I wasn't here, but it feels like today has a very different feel than the Ballers' first home opener. This happens to be the season opener. The Ballers opened their season on the road last year.
0-1 on its way. Harris swings, grounds it toward third. There may be a play at the plate. The throw is well in time, and he is out. A fielder's choice nails Cobb at the plate. It'll leave two men on the bases, but the out goes 5-3. The Ballers forced the Raptors to make a play there, and they did.
Yeah, unfortunately, both Buford and Harris didn't get the job done. Runner on third, less than 2 outs. You got to get a ball to the outfield in the air. That's how you pick up a sac fly and an RBI, unable to come through the 3 and 4 hitters for Oakland.
So 2 outs. That'll pass it off to Almanza. At second is Buford. At first is Harris. Speed on the base paths. 1-0 Oakland with 2 outs. Almanza struck out looking in his first at bat. The pitch is a big breaking ball in the dirt.
Credit to Van Sickle, though, getting the ball on the ground and helping Ogden to, as of now, avoid a crooked inning.
The defense plays behind the runners. Van Sickle throws, and Almanza swings and misses.
All right, well, Tyler, it's time for the brand. I know it's a bit late.
Okay.
If we can't get to it.
Oh, you're starting a second with 2 outs, my friend. That
Dangerous
is playing
game.
with fire. 1-1 on the way to Almanza. He swings and hits that off of his foot.
So Bryson Van Sickle, the pitcher, is the subject of today's For the Brand, which
What
is
is
where I try to sell something based on his name.
Okay.
Sore throat, headache, fever of 101, you're down for the count. And you're not feeling well enough to get out of bed, let alone drive to CVS, your local pharmacy. But don't fret. Van Sickle's Medicine Delivery has you covered. At the click of a button, we'll send one of our trusty delivery drivers with whatever you need to send that sickness packet. Van Sickle's Medicine Delivery. Don't be sickle. Be a man. Call the van.
How you got that all in on one foul ball, I don't know. Here's the 1-2 on its way. Van Sickle to the plate, and Almanza takes in the dirt.
Yeah, if you've never listened to Tyler and I, be ready for some just little gimmicks over the course of this game.
Yes. So that's a new segment. We could have maybe picked a better time, but hey, you got it in there. You got the job done.
I was a man on a mission.
1-0 Ballers. A 2-2 count to Almanza. 2 outs, 2 men on. Van Sickle fires. Breaking ball swung on and missed. Almanza badly fooled there. But the Ballers do have their first run of the year. Lou Helmig's RBI hit in the inning gives Oakland a 1-0 lead as we head to the 4th. You're listening to Ballers Baseball on 860 AM The Answer. Your line score through 3, no runs on 2 hits, no errors for the Oakland Ballers. For the Ogden Raptors, 1 run on 3 hits, no errors for the Oakland Ballers. To take you through the middle innings, Nevada. Cullen, please take this microphone from me.
Absolutely, Tyler. Here we go. It's 3, 4, and 5. Connor Bagneski will start it here in the top of the 4th against Luke Short, who's been awesome so far for Oakland on opening day. And we're reintroducing a segment here in the top of the 4th inning. That's right, Tyler. It's time for Wide World of Baseball,
where we leave this press box in Raimondi and take you on an adventure in the wide world of baseball.
And where are we going today? None other than Suamico, Wisconsin, the hometown of the lefty at the plate, Connor Bagneski. First to him, drills him. Okay, so I'll quickly tell you there's not much to say about Suamico. It's his hometown. It's a village basically in Green Bay. It's in the Green Bay metropolitan area, just north of Green Bay and west of the arm of Lake Michigan known as Green Bay, which is the home of the Packers.
Okay.
Yep. Zack Snyder's from Green Bay, film director, producer. I don't know who's from Suamico, except for Connor Bagneski, who was very prompt in that plate appearance, hit by the pitch. And he has reached both times. Next batter takes high. That's Chris Sargent, ball 1. 1-0 Ballers, top of the 4th inning from Raimondi Park on opening day. Runner on first, nobody out for Ogden's catcher and cleanup man, Chris Sargent. 1-0 pitch from the lefty is swung on and fouled back by the righty Sargent. So it's 1-1. Sargent returns, and it's a much-needed returner for this Ogden offense because he led Ogden with 19 homers and 95 RBI last year. Dangerous righty. Swings and misses at a pitch in the dirt, 79. The changeup buried by Short, 1-2.
Well, Oakland with a free pass to lead off the previous inning. They scored here, something very similar. So what does Luke Short do to counter that? Because this is now a shutdown inning opportunity for him.
Runner at first is Bagneski. Sargent the hitter. Pitch from Short. Outside corner, strike 3 call. Challenged by Sargent.
And that is going to be a ball.
It is off the plate. Good challenge by Bagneski. He nearly struck out. Instead, it's 2-2. Both teams have challenged once. You have 6 challenges. You can only be wrong 3 times. 3 strikes, you're out. Both teams successful on their first challenge. First Lozano, now Sargent. So 2-2 on the righty. Ogden trailing 1-0 in the top of the 4th, and Ogden's RBI leader from 2024 at the plate. Bagneski gets his lead. A ground ball, foul of third. That bounces off the tarp and towards the field of play. Ogden Raptors hailing from Ogden, Utah, north of Salt Lake City. 2023 Pioneer League champs. Ballers' second year in the Pioneer League. As we play here in Oakland. 2-2. That's a hook, bounced foul. Good battle between Short and Sargent.
Well, Sargent got to Short with the single his first time down the line.
Yeah, these are the 2 hitters that Short failed to get out first time up. Bagneski singled, Sargent singled. They were stranded at second and third. Runner at first, nobody out. 2-2 pitch from the lefty. Short is swung on, powered, center field. Bugs, frozen, catches it. 1 down. It was hit right to him.
I'm putting L8 in my book, partner.
It's L8 all day. That is a line out, true and true. So it's a hard hit out by Sargent. He's retired for the first time. It brings up Carter Mize, and now you get to the part of the lineup 5 through 8 that Short struck out, all of them first time through. Struck out Mize to end the first inning, swinging. Lefty-lefty matchup with 1 out and a runner on first for Ogden. Trailing Oakland 1-0, top of the 4th. Pickoff move to first is a good one from Short, but he had to lob it over there because he was off balance, and Bagneski's back safely. My Apple Watch was picking up everything I had said for the past minute right there.
You can review that transcript later.
I don't want to. Short lead at first for Bagneski. Pitch to Mize. Is popped up on the infield, right behind second, right to the right of second, in front of second. Catch is made by Cobb. He kept drifting in and made the squeeze for out number 2. One pitch out for Short there. He had a one pitch out to get Jordan to end the third, and he's getting those strikeouts, but it's those one pitch outs that will help him pitch late into this ballgame.
Those are the ones that Jim Diedrich wants. He'll take the strikeouts, but the one pitch out's a pitcher's best friend.
Jim Diedrich in his second year as pitching coach for the Oakland Ballers. Now 2 outs for Carmine Lane, who struck out his first time. The righty cuts over the top of a breaking ball, 0-1.
He gave Short a good at-bat, though. I think we counted 4 foul balls in the last at-bat for Lane.
Yeah, it was a stressful at-bat maybe for Short, but he got the K in the end. Runner at first is Bagneski. He's been there since there were no outs. There are now 2 outs and an 0-2 count. Outside pitch on Lane, still called a strike. One looked like it was off the plate, similar to that pitch that Sargent had overturned. He would end up lining out in his at-bat. 0-2 from Short to the right-hander, Lane. Inside, no call. Lozano won't challenge it. It was close, and it may have nipped the edge, but it's called a ball by the home plate umpire.
Again, no really use on a 0-2 count.
Yep.
Yeah.
Carmine Lane, the former Miami Marlin minor leaguer. Waiting for the 1-2 from the lefty, Short. It's lifted foul, right field, out of play, beyond the bleachers, and onto the soccer field. Fans wrapped from left to right around the bleachers, behind third and first. Chairback seats full in front of us. Sold out crowd here in Oakland. Runner goes on 1-2. It's chopped towards third. It's foul. We'll do the 1-2 again. Carmine Lane in the minors played 49 games, collected 30 hits, 231 career hitter in the minors. His dad, Thomas, played for the Astros. 7 strikeouts already for Short, and he has the right-handed hitting Lane, 1-2. Runner takes his lead. He stays, and Lane fouls another one off. He's a tough out, that's for sure. He did strike out just 33 times in 130 at-bats in the minors. Walked more than he struck out back in 2023 while playing in the Florida Complex League. Bagneski was hit to start this inning. Short's gotten the next 2. Can he bear down and get Lane? Runner goes. It's fouled off again. 3 straight fouls. And this at-bat will see a 7th pitch. Nevada Cohen alongside Tyler Peterson here from Raimondi Park in West Oakland. 1-0 Ballers in the top of the 4th inning. Ballers getting the lead in the bottom of the 3rd from a Lou Helmig RBI single, his first hit as a Baller. Another 1-2. Hit sharply to Short. 3 hops for the shortstop. Cobb. He tosses to Harris at second to get Bagneski for the final out of the inning. A fielder's choice ends the frame, and Ogden strands a runner and is held scoreless for a 4th straight frame by Luke Short. We head to the bottom of the 4th inning. 1-0 Ballers. This is Oakland baseball on 860 AM The Answer. Bottom of the 4th, here from West Oakland. Nevada Cohen alongside Tyler Peterson. Thank you for tuning in on 860 AM The Answer and on Flow Sports and on YouTube. Hello.
Hello.
We've got an audio stream on YouTube that you can access as well for the first time. And here in the bottom of the fourth, Lozano, Monteith, and Titiali'i, the same 6, 7, and 8 that the Ballers had in the second inning. Still facing Van Sickle, the lefty. Lozano, a righty, digs in to start the home fourth. Ballers up 1-0.
Soccer on the mind, my friend?
Of course.
Europa League final tomorrow?
Oh, boy. First to Lozano. Bends in outside for a ball. Yes, that's right. The winner will play Champions League football next year between United and Tottenham.
16 and 17.
Both so deserving of it. I hope Tottenham wins, for your sake. 1-0. Outside, 2-0. Tyler Lozano last season drove in 27 for home runs. None more impactful than his Game 3 bomb against Yolo in the first round of the playoffs. Oakland would be eliminated by the eventual Pioneer League champions. 2-0. Lozano takes off the plate. 3 balls, no strikes.
And none of these have been particularly close at that.
Nope. The first pitch was the closest. The second pitch was the furthest, and that one was closer to the second pitch than the first. Lozano takes a called strike.
I was going to say, he probably had a brick red stop sign there.
Brick red. Like the red brick building that we have out in left field. Ivy covering it beyond the left field wall.
Just trying to think of a deep tone of red.
3-1 outside corner, strike 2. Lozano knows it's a ball but does not challenge.
That's one where it's, hey, as long as I can snag that one when I'm behind the plate.
Right. If you're going to call that for them, you're going to call it for me, right? So it was 3-0. Van Sickle has worked it full. Nobody out, nobody on. 1-0 Ballers home fourth pitch. Lozano takes high. Ball 4. He gets the walk anyways. Lozano, I think you play in this league 1 year, you get really smart about when to challenge. He's only had to challenge once, and he's been very effective. He was right in that challenge when he was catching. And he doesn't use the challenge hitting, and he still is able to draw Oakland's 4th walk of the game. Got that leadoff walk last inning, Tyler, and it resulted in a run. Pitch count climbing for Van Sickle. He's at 56, and the catcher, Sargent, will go talk to the rookie lefty. We'll bring up Pat Monteith. 1-0 Ballers, home fourth, no one out.
So far, let's review what we have seen. We've seen some good pitching. We've seen the Ballers doing enough to take advantage of, honestly, a little bit of wildness from Van Sickle, at least from his historical numbers.
Yep.
He has walked now, as you said, 4 batters, 1 per inning.
So Pat Monteith with a runner at first and no one out, swings and hits one foul.
I think there's a couple of these guys that are hunting first pitch fastballs right now.
Monteith certainly one of them. 0-1 count. Pitch from Van Sickle to the right-handed hitting Monteith. Swung on a miss, went with the changeup there, and Monteith was out in front.
Monteith officially listed as a utility player because he started a whole year at center and a whole year at third. And if you can do those two, you're probably a utility player.
Check at first, and Lozano is back safely.
Well, if there's one thing catchers can't do, it's get picked off.
Yeah, Lozano's not going anywhere. So there would be no reason for him to be leaning. But Van Sickle made it close, and the 0-2 pitch is upstairs. Now Monteith, again, good defender, utility player for sure, but the bat is what sets him apart. Led the Trailblazers to a D2 national title at North Greenville University in 2022. 2 home runs in the College World Series. 1-2. Monteith taps it foul. He hit a decisive grand slam in Game 3 of the World Series against Westchester to send the Trailblazers to the championship game. They defeated Point Loma and the championship. Isai Santos is familiar with that school as Monteith takes low, 2-2. Santos making this roster as the 26th man for the Ballers.
A draft pick out of the Arizona draft from Berkeley, went to Berkeley High, went to Holy Names, and then a season at Point Loma. Had a really nice year as well.
Monteith would not have beaten Santos then. They did not cross paths in that game. 2-2. Monteith, patient, takes high and away. 3-2, back-to-back full counts for the Ballers against Van Sickle, who has not walked multiple hitters in an inning. Monteith
You want to send
walked a bunch in college.
You want to send Tilo here?
Why not? Go for it. 3-2. He does not go, and Monteith rips one to short. Maybe he should have been going. Chance for two. Flip to second for one. Throw to first. Double play. Just tailor-made. Good piece of contact, but good, the name of the shortstop. Flipped it to Fontenot, who finishes off the twin killing. 6-4-3. So maybe, I don't think sending Tilo would have helped there, actually. So after a promising start to the inning, there's 2 outs and no one on for Oakland. 1-0 Ballers over Ogden, home fourth, and Marcus Titiali'i at the dish. First to Marcus, swung on and missed, way out in front of the breaking ball. Titiali'i launched 44 bombs in 2 years at Arizona Christian, NAIA school. He takes outside, 1-1. Made his pro debut with the Utica Unicorns of United Shore League last year. 1-1 pitch. Way outside. 2 balls and a strike.
I'm surprised how far out some of these balls are. Right? I mean, again,
Yeah.
Game 1, we're going to see some rust on everyone. Everybody had about a week to get ready.
There's no secret. You can hit it out to left field at Raimondi Park, and Van Sickle's staying away from the righties. And he goes inside there and gets a swing from Titiali'i.
And he did.
Pitch in the dirt. And Titiali'i just went. So the deuces are wild here in the home fourth with nobody on. 1-0 Ballers against the Ogden Raptors on opening day from West Oakland. Titiali'i flew into a double play last time, hit it to right field. The 2-2 pitch. Low, and we have a full count for the third straight batter to start the fourth.
It's going to push Van Sickle's pitch count quite up. I mean, he got the double play, which
This will be
was
68.
Yes.
The double play certainly helped. And honestly, if he can get through, at this rate, he could probably get through 6, which would be really good on opening day for an Ogden team that struggled mightily pitching last year with an ERA north of 7. It was middle of the pack in the league, but wasn't exactly good. Trying to call for time is Titiali'i. He was not granted time. He swings anyways and fights it off. I don't know what. I think that's Ricardo Rodriguez is doing behind the plate.
Does not have to grant him time.
He gave him plenty of time to call time, but not enough time for Rodriguez.
Usually it's sort of a courtesy, but not necessary.
He was
You don't
locked
have
in.
to. Yeah.
Here's pitch 7 of the at-bat. Full count, shaking off 2 signs is Van Sickle. He sized the shoulders, works from the windup. The pitch, inside, ball 4, a little bit low as well. And there is the second walk of the inning and 5th of the day for Van Sickle. If you can walk 5 in an outing and only give up 1 run, you're doing something right.
Well, the Ballers, if you want to talk about hard contact, how much hard contact have we seen so far? You have Buford's
2 or
line
3.
drive, Cobb's double.
Cobb's single as well.
Cobb's single was hard. And then the fly ball to right. I mean, it's been a little bit scattered here for hard contact.
Bugs walked his first time and scored to lead off the third. He twists at the first pitch. It's a called strike low in the zone, 0-1. 1-0 Ballers, bottom of the 4th inning from Raimondi Park. Just a slim 1-run lead over the Ogden Raptors. At first is Titiali'i. Bugs hits one right side, fielded by Fontenot on the run. He throws. It's picked out by Mize for out number 3. 2 walks in the inning, but no damage for Oakland against Van Sickle as he strands 1. We go to the 5th. 1-0 Oakland over Ogden. This is Ballers Baseball on 860 AM The Answer. Ballers leading after 4. It's 1-0 over Ogden. Still Luke Short on the hill for the Ballers to start the 5th. He'll face 7, 8, and 9 for the Raptors. Nevada Cohen alongside Tyler Peterson here on 860 AM The Answer. And let's introduce a new segment, Tyler,
please,
before Elliot Good comes to the plate. It's time for This Day in Bay Area baseball history.
Tell me about it.
So May 20th is today's date, and if you rewind almost 20 years ago, you get to May 20th, 2006. And in a game against the Oakland Athletics, Barry Bonds did something special for the San Francisco Giants. First pitch to Good is low, 1-0. So on this day in 2006, Barry Bonds hit home run number 714, tying Babe Ruth's legendary total. 1-0. Outside, 2-0. And who did he hit it off of at McAfee Coliseum? Any
what year?
recollection, Tyler?
What year?
2006.
Well, I'll just
I'll
give
you
you
the initials.
Okay.
Kind of miss.
I'll get it if you give me the
2 and
initials.
1. B-H.
Was it Brett Harden?
No, it was a Brad. 2-1 pitch, high and away. Brad Halsey.
I don't remember that guy.
Left-hander. He was the DH in that game, Bonds, despite playing for the Giants, an NL team, because it was an interleague game. And that is this day in Bay Area baseball history. 3-1 is high and away to Good. So Short walks the leadoff man. It's his first walk today.
Well, it's a little bit of wildness now to start each inning. The hit by pitch on Bagniski in the 4th, and now a walk here to Good on pitches that were not particularly close. So, yes, it's the bottom of the lineup, but this lineup will turn over soon.
Short's pitch count up to 65. That'll bring out Jim Diedrich, the pitching coach for the Ballers. He's in his 2nd season, coaching with manager Aaron Miles in his 2nd year. Aaron managing in the California Winter League in 2025.
Yes, he went down to Palm Springs for a good month, and a couple players on the Ballers came out of that experience. He scouted Davis Druick, who is on the bench tonight, and Ryan Baum, who was in camp with the Ballers but did not make the team.
Well, we've seen some Ballers in camp come back late in the season. So
yes, we have.
We'll see of the ones who did not make the opening day roster, which ones get mixed in later on. Good walks. Stone is the hitter against Short. Lefty-lefty matchup. No one out. Runner on first. 1-0 Ballers. Stone squares. Pulls back at strike 1. Don't know what he was pulling back for. Looked like a buntable pitch.
Unless it was a bluff.
Could have been a bluff. Good did not run.
He's certainly waiting for the assignment from, looks like, third base coach Ed Campanello.
0-1. Line to second, past the dive of Harris and into right field. Monteith fields and fires towards third, sails the cutoff man, but it is almost right on target for third base. So that means Good holds at second, and Stone has the first hit of the game since the first inning for Ogden. It's just their 3rd hit against Short. But the Raptors are in business, 2 on, no one out, trailing 1-0 in the top of the 5th.
And you now may see that bunt here. It may be in the offing with Fontenot at the plate.
This would be the spot for it. Fontenot is the 9-hitter. And that'll be it. It's a hook early in this one for Luke Short as Aaron Miles makes his way out to the mound. It's 1-0 Ballers, top of the 5th. Ogden has 2 on with no one out. We will step aside, and we'll tell you about the new arm when you return. This is Ballers Baseball on 860 AM The Answer.
Pitching change here in the top of the 5th inning for Oakland. Replacing Luke Short on the hill is Chewy, number 35, Connor Richardson. Another returner in this pitching staff. You'll notice with Oakland there are a lot of pitchers that returned from 2024 when Oakland had one of the best pitching staffs in the league. So Chewy, the second-year baller, Connor Richardson, 6'4", 205, 25 years old, out of Grand Forks, North Dakota, made 32 appearances last year, 6 wins. That was second on the squad. 41 2/3 innings, 37 hits, 22 walks, 53 strikeouts, and a 4.10 ERA. He was a Pioneer League All-Star. He was a first-team All-Star selection. That was in the midseason. Oh, no, that was actually a postseason award, I believe. Actually, I'm going back and forth between it. I want to say that was a first-half award for Chewy. He was named to the All-Star team. Either way, here's the situation. As Fontenot stands in from the right side. Nobody out. Ogden chasing 1 in the top of the 5th. 2 on. He should bunt. He does bunt. And he pops it up over the netting into the crowd. Nice snag with 2 hands by a Ballers fan. The Black Bees cap. Well, he's going to have to try to bunt again. There's no way his coach isn't making him try it with 2 on in a 1-run game and nobody out. Corners drawn in for the Ballers against Fontenot, who did play for Ogden last year. Righty-righty matchup. Richardson working from the stretch. Set at the chest. Looks back towards second. Fires. He squares. And whoa, watch out. Fontenot had to get out of the way. He pulled back at a pitch at his eyeballs, 1-1. Little chin music there. Fontenot, the 25-year-old from Tallahassee, Florida. Played at West Florida in Pensacola, D2 school, before transferring to FAMU for his final year. Played for the Rattlers of the SWAC. Corner still in this bunt situation in a 1-run game, Ogden trailing. Pitch timer violation is called by the base umpire, position just behind Richardson. So it's 2-1. Runner at second is good. He walked. Then Stone singled him to second with a single into right field. Fontenot, the batter, grounded out first time. He might try to bunt again. He does square, and he pulls back. It is high. Ball 3. That one did not quite have enough dip on it. The breaking ball from Chewy. (3-1). Does he still have the bunt on here, Fontenot? I'm not so sure. He does square, and he bunts it fair to third. Fielded by Buford. Throw to first is in time. It's a successful sacrifice, but at what cost? 1 down. It was a high inside pitch that looked like ball 4 to me. And he bunted it into fair territory. Popped it up a little bit, but it did fall on the grass in front of the third baseman, Buford. Good moves to second on the sacrifice. Good to third, rather. Stone to second, and there's 2 in scoring position with 1 out for Kenny Oyama, the leadoff hitter for Ogden, who has struck out twice. 1-0 Ballers in the 5th. First pitch high and away. One 0 count. Pitch to Oyama, the lefty. Tapped foul off to the right. Oyama, a strikeout swinging and a strikeout looking against Luke Short, who ends up going 4 innings, did not record an out here in the 5th. And he struck out 7, walking just 1. He allowed only 3 hits. He's responsible for both runners at second and third. The 1-1 to Oyama, the lefty, is a changeup low and outside, 2-1. Two-one count. The righty Richardson deals. Oyama pops it foul, out of play off to the left. And that'll cause a key pitch right here. With 2 on in scoring position and less than 2 outs, it's a chance for Oyama to get a run home and tie this game for Ogden. Infield drawn in for the Ballers.
Good at third, Stone at second. Pitch to the lefty, Oyama is roped into center field. That'll at least get a run home. Caught by Bugs. No tag from second. There is a tag from third. And Oyama is out on the sac fly. Good scores, and we're square at 1. 2 outs now in the 5th. All in all, mission accomplished for Oyama. Same can be said of Richardson for now. Of course, Richardson would like to strand that runner now at second base, which is Stone. Good scoring on the sacrifice. Oyama drives in the first run of the year for Ogden, and the score lines are identical now. 1 run on 3 hits for each team. 2 outs, top of the 5th. Runner at second is Stone. The batter is Cole Jordan, who's 0 for 2 with a strikeout today. First pitch, a strike to Jordan, 0-1. 1-1 game. Top of the 5th inning. Richardson entered for short with nobody out and 2 on. 0-1 is popped up, right field. Monteith is there in the right center field gap. He puts it away for out number 3. Ogden ties it on the sac fly by Oyama. We're square at 1, heading to the home 5th. Ballers looking to respond. You are listening to Oakland Baseball on 860 AM The Answer. It is the bottom of the 5th inning. We are tied in Oakland. Oakland scored in the 3rd. Ballers gave up a run in the top of the 5th to the Ogden Raptors on a sac fly by the leadoff man, Kenny Oyama. It is still the lefty, Bryson Van Sickle, here in the top of the 5th. And let's see if the Ballers can get a little more going against him 3rd time through. It's the leadoff man, Tremaine Cobb, to start the bottom of the 5th here in Oakland. First pitch drops below the zone, 1-0. And Tyler, no one has had more success against Van Sickle today than Cobb. He's 2 for 2.
No one in their pro career, actually.
So true. 1-0 pitch. Cobb takes outside, 2-0. And this is not only Cobb's pro debut, but Van Sickle's. So both of them played in college last year. Van Sickle at Utah, Cobb at Troy. And Van Sickle, for a first professional outing, has really dealt. Minus the walks, he's been awesome. But he's navigated around those walks as Cobb takes in the dirt, 3-0.
Well, again, I think this is your deep red light for Cobb here, no matter the start he had. The guy comes out on the mound and immediately throws you 3 balls. We've seen the wildness. You got to let him throw you a strike.
Surely the leash can't be that long for Van Sickle, now already north of 70 pitches, as he locates a strike on the outside corner, 3-1. So if he were to walk even just Cobb, he could be done, although I don't think Ogden would pull him at this point. He's pitching too well. 3-1 pitch. Cobb lines it right field. It's a base hit. And Tremaine Cobb has a 3-hit game in his first professional outing.
Just stayed back. That was so well balanced of a swing and took that pitch the other way. It's exactly what you do with that pitch.
He wasn't exactly a hitter for average at Troy. He hit 285. That's pretty good at the D1 level, but maybe as a professional, he's really blossoming as a contact hitter. Brings up Lou Helmig, who drove in the first run of this game and of the Ballers season with an RBI single back in the 3rd. They try to pick off at first, and Cobb is off and running because the throw sails wide. Uh-oh, strong throw. He slides head first. He swims around the tag, and he's safe. What a slide from Tremaine Cobb, flexing towards the Ballers dugout. He tried to get greedy, but he stole the bag of money at third base.
Evan Parker doesn't care for that call either.
He thinks for sure that Cobb should have been called out. Cobb was, leaning a bit maybe over there at first base. Van Sickle tried to throw it and get him out, and he threw it wide of first. So Cobb took off for second, and he was not done there. He kept running for third. It looked like he might be out, and then he swam around the tag like Michael Phelps.
Well, credit Robert McGee for staying with the play. It's not something to where you think, oh, the throw beat him. The throw beat him. He just got around the tag. The tag was not applied. Bang, bang. Lane had to get back to the bag, and credit Cobb for both swimming around the play, and you see Lane try to add the one extra tag as he stepped off the base as well.
He held the bag. Cobb held the bag. What a play.
So now you don't ask Lou to do any more than what he did in his previous at-bat, which is to just send one out to the outfield and allow Cobb to score.
Last time up, Lou Helmig, RBI single. Like you said, scoring a run. Darryl Buggs came in that time. This time Cobb, who's been stranded once, thrown out at home the second time, is at third with nobody out. 1-1 game. Ballers hoping to answer immediately after Ogden tied the game at the top of this frame.
Well, Nevada, men on third must score. And with no outs and a tie ball game, you've got to answer Ogden right back.
The native of Paderborn, Germany, stands in from the left side. Lou Helmig. Spent 2 years in the Phillies system. First pitch to the lefty. Bends in. Called a ball. It's challenged by the catcher, Sargent. It will remain a ball. So Ogden is wrong for the first time today. So it's 1-0 on Helmig. Curious spot to use that challenge there, but Sargent clearly thought it nipped the inside corner on the lefty Helmig. It's a lefty-lefty matchup, a 1-1 game. Opening day here at Raimondi Park. Bottom of the fifth inning. 1-1 your score. Runner at third is Cobb. He got there because of a throwing error by Van Sickle. 1-0 pitch. Helmig nips the ball. It's into the mitt of Sargent. 1-1. Lou Helmig drove in 19 runs in 2 years with the Phillies Florida Complex League team. 1-1 ripped into the glove of Mize at first. He took away a hit and an RBI.
Unbelievable.
Look what I found.
That's ridiculous.
He just nabbed it out of thin air.
96 off the bat, and he stretched his glove as far as that first baseman gloves allow you to get that little extra bit on the end. And he absolutely stole away an RBI.
So Helmig nearly gets it done, hitting another ball hard today, but lines out to first. 1 out, runner at third, 1-1 game. Ballers at the plate. Cam Buford is your batter. And the righty swings and fouls it off to right field. Trying to do the right thing, put a ball in the air into the outfield, but just fouled it off.
You don't love that for yourself either. That's kind of like when you hit the crossbar early. It's not a great sign for the rest of the inning.
Man, we are all over these soccer references today.
Well, what can you do?
0-1 from Van Sickle. Buford swings over the top of a changeup, 0-2. Last time up, he hit into a fielder's choice. He lined out to shortstop his first time. This Ogden defense, I'd say they're putting in an early shout to be defensive team of the year in the Pioneer League. They've taken away a few hits from the Ballers.
Through 5 innings.
0-2 is outside, 1-2. Like I said, early bid. Quite early. Cam Buford at Grambling State drove in 219 runs in 207 career games. And here, he's 0 for 2 on the game, but with Cobb at third, can drive in his first professional run. Infield straight up, corners may be pinched. And Buford takes what looked to be a strike right down the middle. It is challenged by Sargent. And it's a little bit low. It's low. It's below the zone. So Sargent with the second incorrect challenge of this inning for Ogden, and they're down to just one more challenge. It was a good spot to use it. It would have been a strikeout of Buford. Instead, it's 2-2 on the righty power hitter. All SWAC first team a year ago at Grambling State. 2-2 delivery. Buford swings and misses. He strikes out. Van Sickle gets his 4th K. There are 2 away. So runner at third, nobody out. It's tough because it would be a failure if the Ballers don't score him here, but man, they were so close to doing it with Helmick. That line drive to first was somehow speared by the first baseman Mize. Now after the strikeout of Buford, it's Daniel Harris with 2 down and a runner at third. 1-1 game. First pitch, hit right side. Can it sneak through? Not quite. Throw to first in time by Fontenot. He makes the play deep in the 3-4 hole to retire Harris and strand Cobb at third. The Ballers stranded another. They've stranded 6 today, and they've stranded runners in 3 consecutive innings. It is 1-1 as we head to the 6th. Ogden and Oakland from Raimondi Park. This is Ballers Baseball on 860 AM The Answer. Start of the 6th here from Raimondi Park. 1-1 game between the Oakland Ballers and Ogden Raptors on opening day. Nevada Cohen alongside Tyler Peterson. 3, 4, and 5 come up for Ogden here in the 6th. TP, we might have a pretty good finish on our hands on opening day.
A 1-1 game. You don't have games like this in the Pioneer League too often. Oakland changed that narrative a little bit last year. So does the High Wheelers with the California teams. Yeah. But, hey, great game of baseball on opening day for sure.
Richardson, the righty, still in after pitching in the 5th, coming in for short. First pitch from Richardson to the lefty Bagneski is a strike, 0-1. The line is closed now on short. He ends up giving up 1 run over 4, 3 hits, 1 walk, 7 Ks. Not bad for his first outing of the year. Next from Richardson, belted into right field in front of Monteith. And Bagneski has a 2-hit game. He has reached all 3 times. I mean, he knows how to pick up hits, Bagneski. He had 4 4-hit games, including a 5-hit game against Missoula last year. Just ripped a line drive single, did the lefty, into right field to lead off this inning. And Ogden has had the leadoff man on each of the past 3 frames. Brings up Sargent, their RBI leader from a year ago, looking to do some damage here in the top of the 6th with a runner on first. First pitch to him is fouled straight back and over the netting, out of play. 0-1. Sargent, the native of Bay Minette, Alabama.
Say it again.
I don't know how to pronounce it.
No, I just wanted to hear you say it again.
Bay Minette.
Bay Minette.
I'm not 100% sure that pronunciation is correct. Any Alabamans watching, feel free to correct me.
Well, that is your neck of the woods, my friend, not mine.
Alabama is not really Florida.
You're
you know
in
how
Tallahassee.
Florida's not the South? Tallahassee's the South. I should probably know how to pronounce Bay Minette. My only other guess is Minetti. That seems a little too forced. 1-1 count. Pitch grabs the outside corner for a strike, and you can tell the Sargent wanted to challenge, but he knows he's only down to 1 challenge. He's been a little too challenge happy behind the dish.
Probably a good thing he did not either.
Postseason All-Star. So one of the best players in the Pioneer League last year. 95 RBI, 19 homers. Led the team in both. Takes outside, 2-2. 91 games, Sargent played 113 hits, 20 doubles. He slugged .542. Did strike out 75 times, but when you have a big swing, the strikeouts come with it. 2-2 pitch coming. Swung on, lifted, center field, medium deep. Bugs drifts over to his left and makes the squeeze, just shaded in the right center field gap for out number 1. Brings up Carter Mize. 1 out, runner on first. 1-1 game between Ogden and Oakland, top of the 6th. Something has caught my eye, Tyler. One of the new additions here at Raimondi Park.
Yes.
And it's very bright. Out in right field, the bullpens have a new lighting structure.
New lighting structures for each bullpen to make sure those guys aren't throwing in the dark.
That pitch is ripped to right field, sending Monteith to the track. He makes the catch just shy of it. 2 down. Makes the throw towards first, but Bagneski does not run into an out, so we do not have our second fly out to right field double play of the game. That was hit on the screws, though, by Mize.
That was well tracked by Monteith, and I don't think at first he saw that ball, but with good speed and athleticism, got to the spot in time to make a play on that ball.
It's a nice luxury for the ballers to have a center fielder out and right.
Yes.
Carmine Lane is next. He is 0 for 2 with a strikeout today. Runner on first, 2 down. He takes a strike, 1-1. Nice pitch from Chewy. He bent the breaking ball in there.
That was a beautiful one there. It might be the best one he's thrown all game.
That had half a foot of horizontal break on it. Runner goes. Ground ball to third. Fielded on the backhand by Buford. He's got to make a strong throw, and Almanza picks it out. Defense has been good today for both teams, and Buford makes the 5-3 putout to Strand Bagneski, who hit the leadoff single at first base. It remains 1-1, Ogden and Oakland. We head to the home 6th from Raimondi Park. This is Ballers Baseball on 860 AM, The Answer. New arm for Ogden here in the home 6th inning. 1-1 game between the Ballers and the Raptors. Replacing the rookie Van Sickle is, I wouldn't say a vet, but he isn't a rookie. Sean Triplett, the second-year Raptor. 25-year-old from Providence, Utah, 6 foot 195 right-handed pitcher. Made 28 appearances for the Raptors last year and had a team-best 3.56 ERA over 43 innings. He gave up 38 hits, 22 walks, and struck out 39. He replaces Bryson Van Sickle, who is excellent today.
5 innings in his pro debut, 4 hits, just the 1 run. He did walk 5, but he did strike out 4 and did enough to keep the Ballers off balance today and keep this a 1-run game into the 6th.
Triplett, a right-hander, will face Almanza, a left-hander, to start the bottom of the 6th inning here in Oakland. 1-1 your score. Ballers scored first in the 3rd. First to Almanza is grounded to second. Fontenot fields on a knee, throws to first for out number 1. It's a 1-pitch out for Triplett to start his day. Ogden tied this game up in the top of the 5th inning. Here's Tyler Lozano. Tilo's 0 for 1 with a strikeout and a walk today. Lozano, the Ballers catcher, against Triplett, the reliever, right-hander for Ogden. And Lozano takes a strike. 0-1. Well, Tyler, it's time to debut yet another segment. Where are they now?
Give it to me.
Let's take a look at some former ballers and how their games are going tonight as Lozano cuts and misses 0-2. Elijah Pleasance now plays for the Eugene Emeralds. And Eugene is losing to Vancouver 4-2 in the bottom of the fifth. Lozano a cut and a miss, and he is down on strikes. Quick AB, exit stage right for Tilo. And Triplett gets the K. He's been very good so far. 4 pitches, 2 outs.
Well, he looks like a righty specialist with that strange drop-off off the mound. Sort of falls off to the side, and then it's sort of a high sidearm delivery.
Pat Monteith is next with 2 outs. Base is empty. First pitch is a called strike, 0-1. Birmingham Barons is who Tyler Davis plays for, another former baller. They beat the Pensacola Blue Wahoos today, 6-2 over the Wahoos. That game played in Pensacola as Monteith takes a ball, 1-1. And then Danny Kerwin, the third former baller, now playing in minor league baseball, plays for the Greenville Drive. Their game was postponed. Wah wah. Ball flared into right field by Monteith. It will hang up for the right fielder Stone, and it's a very prompt 1-2-3 inning for Sean Triplett in relief of Bryson Van Sickle. So, through 6, we're still tied, 1-1. Ogden and Oakland, we head to the 7th. This is Ballers Baseball on 860 AM, The Answer. Another new arm for the Oakland Ballers here in, I was looking at the correct inning. Top of the 7th. Feels like we're flying. We're not flying. It's not been that fast to begin. But here we are, top of the 7th. 7, 8, and 9, as it was just announced, as a sellout tonight at Raimondi Park. New pitcher for the Ballers is Carson Lambert. Lambert making his first appearance of the year. This is, of course, opening day. And Lambert last year, 24 appearances, made 9 starts, 2-4 record, 7 saves, a team best mark, tied with Chandler David. 64 innings, 75 hits, 18 walks to 65 strikeouts, a 6.89 ERA for the right-hander, 25 years old, 6'3", Carson Lambert.
Lambert was as well signed by the Toronto Blue Jays, but was returned to the Ballers as well, and was a big part of heading down the stretch. An important part of the playoff winning team. Had the save on opening day last year. Throwing that up.
Interesting. He is ineligible for the save, unfortunately, today.
Yes.
He is very much eligible for the win, as both teams fighting for runs in this game. 1 run on 4 hits, 1 error for Ogden, 1 run on 4 hits, no errors for the Ballers. It's been a mostly clean, except for the early base running blunders, game of baseball. And there have not been a lot of hits. There's been very good pitching. And Elliott Good is the righty to face Lambert first here in the 7th. First pitch, he tried to check his swing. Did he? Yes, he did. A check to first just in case. Good in this game. Did not face Richardson. Was 0 for 1 with a walk and a run scored and a strikeout against Short, the starter. Next from Lambert is outside 2-0 on Good. 24-year-old, second-year Raptor. Richardson ends up going 2 and does not allow a run. Not to his account anyways. 2-0. Yanked outside by Lambert, 3-0.
This is now where you got to take a little bit off or do something and get yourself in the zone. I don't see Good sitting dead red here. I think he's going to let Carson throw him a strike.
We'll see if the righty is able to get one across here. Lambert working from the windup. Pitch. In there, inside corner, strike one. Richardson went 2 innings. He gave up 1 hit, did not walk or strike out a batter. And, of course, no runs to his name. 3-1. Lifted foul, and Lambert has worked the count full. It's out of play off to the right, just beyond the bleachers.
Some good fastballs from Lambert, 90, 91, 92 in this at-bat. And that's right about where he lives. Might touch a 3 here and there.
Righty-righty matchup. Good. Waves the bat behind the ear. Lambert kicks and fires. Outside, ball 4. Leadoff walk for good, and that's now 4 straight innings where the leadoff man has reached for the Ogden Raptors.
And that was a 93, and maybe just reared back a little too far because that one again was held on a fraction of a second too long, let's say.
Felt like one where he's like, all right, got to throw a strike here. Just going to let one rip, and just lost the command a little bit. Here's Damian Stone. Singled his last time. These were the 2 batters that helped get a run home for Ogden back in the 5th to tie the game at 1. He squares. He drops one down. Left side, tough play, Buford. And he fumbles the ball. Safe at first is Stone, and that one might be a hit or an error. I'm not really sure what we're going to call it here. I'm leaning hit.
I think it's a hit.
It is a single for Stone. Infield hit to third as Good advances. It was a really good bunt, and with the speed of Stone, it would have been a bang-bang play at first. And even if Buford fielded it cleanly, that is, which he did not. So now here we go. Fontenot again with 2 on and nobody out. Last time he was in this situation, he sacrificed with a bunt drop to Buford at third. First pitch from Lambert. He squares again. He pulls back. It's a called strike on the outside corner. 0-1. So Fontenot is 0 for 1 today with a ground out and a sacrifice bunt. Corners pinched, Buford and Almanza. 1-1 game here in the top of the 7th. He squares again. Fontenot pops it up. Lozano racing for it. He slides. He cannot make the grab. Great effort from Tilo, though. And also importantly, 2 strikes, meaning Fontenot probably won't bunt here.
I wish you wouldn't be surprised to see him drop another one down. They may try to push this defense to the brink and see what they can do. There's been a couple close plays at third. Buford's made almost all of them. It was just the last one that he had a little trouble on.
I'll put it this way. If he squares here, color me surprised. I will be shocked. If he does square, he's got to drop it down in fair territory. Otherwise, he's out. Pitch from Lambert. He does not square. He swings and misses. 1 down. Big first K.
Oh, what a big at bat for Lambert there. He makes it tough for Fontenot on 91, 91, and then the third one, 91 by him.
That's, if nothing else, consistent. Also a good thing. It was precisely located. So he had the accuracy and the precision there, and Oyama is next. He's driven in the only run of this game. He bats with 2 on and 1 out. And the lefty takes just a tad high, 1-0. Oyama is not tall. He is 5'4". So that pitch, even though it wasn't that far, okay, that was pretty far from the zone. But it looks like it's in the attic.
Smaller strike zone is what you're getting at.
Yeah. He squares on 1-0. He takes right down the middle. 1-1. That didn't look like he was actually wanting to bunt. Maybe he was. Either way, he took right down the pipe. Oyama, 0 for 2.
Officially.
With a sac fly. And he hits one sharply under the glove of Buford at third base. Thankfully, it bounced it off of him and ended up with Cobb, the shortstop. The bases are loaded. That will go down as the first error of the game for Oakland, as it was a hot hit at the hot corner, and Buford could not field it cleanly. Bases juiced with 1 out for Ogden.
Well, now Lambert's going to need some help. His defense has not helped him in the inning. 2 plays that Buford could not make. That one, the first charged error. And there was some discussion on the first one of the other one being an error. So, again, let's call it 2 misplays
Ogden trying to grab its first lead of the game here. Bases loaded, 1 out, 1-1 game, top of the 7th. First pitch, rifled back to the screen, 0-1. Cole Jordan, the hitter, right-handed hitter from Newport Beach, California, returning to his home state. Second-year Raptor. Drove in 51 in just 68 games last year. Righty-righty matchup. Pitch from Lambert to Jordan. Low, 1-1. Bags full of Raptors here on the top of the 7th. Walk, single, strikeout, error. 1-1 pitch. Hit back to the screen once more, 1-2.
And I'm afraid that Lambert's going to have to pitch his way out of this himself.
If he can get one more strikeout here, it would be crucial because as of now, a ball put in play could very well get a run home, even if it's an out. Corners pinched slightly. 1-2. Swung on, popped up, foul out of play right side. That'll get on out of here. We'll do the 1-2 again. Jordan played 3 years at Utah Valley before joining Ogden last season. Made his pro debut on June 18th. 1-2 pitch coming from Lambert. Outside for a ball. That was the fastball from Lambeau at 92 off the dish. And a big 2-2 pitch coming.
Yeah, not a lot of room now to play around.
Don't want to get to 3-2, not when the bases are loaded. 2-2 pitch. Swung on, ripped to third. Buford goes to second for 1. Throw to first is spiked and in time.
Oh, no, they're saying that Harris came off the bag at second. And here comes Aaron Miles. The ball is live, my friends. Beware.
Wow. Aaron Miles is already behind the pitcher's mound. He took off like a shot. And as of now, Ogden 2, Oakland 1. We'll see if the umpires discuss. Daniel Harris, it looked like he was on the second base bag when he caught that high throw from Buford. And the umpires will not discuss this. Wow. Well, the base umpire did have the best view of it. Now the Ballers will have to play from behind. Good scores. Stone advanced to third. Oyama is safe. And Jordan is out 5-4-3.
It's a very strange 5-4-3 ground out. It's an unearned run for sure.
First pitch swung on and missed. Bagneski down on the count 0-1. Two-1 Ogden in the top of the 7th against Oakland on opening day. That's sent foul out of play off to the left, 0-2. So Jordan comes through with the 5-4-3 ground out to score good. And Bagneski, who is perfect today, 2 for 2 with a hit by pitch, has 2 in scoring position with 2 outs. 0-2 pitch is popped foul off to the left again. '62 RBI last year for Bagneski in 73 games. And this is another big spot for the Raptors. After the controversial call at second extended this inning. A chance to extend their lead. And it's driven into right field. It will dive in for a hit. 1 run is in. Here comes the throw from Monteith. It is up the line. Throw back to first. The tag is applied, and the runner is out. Angrily ripping off his helmet is Bagneski. He can't believe the call. It's a 2-run single for Connor Bagneski, and then he's thrown out 9 to eventually 3. So Ogden gets 3 in the inning to take the lead. It is 4-1 Ogden. They have taken the lead on opening day. Time to stretch here from Raimondi Park. This is Ballers Baseball on 860 AM The Answer. A head-scratching end to the top of the 7th inning here in West Oakland. The Raptors now lead 4-1 against the Ballers. The Raptors got the first 2 on, and then a strikeout, then an error loaded the bases, and then the Ballers looked to turn a 5-4-3 double play to end the inning. The umpire called the runner safe at second. He said that Harris pulled his foot off of second trying to make the play, and Jordan was out at first on that play as Michael O'Hara pinch hits here for Marcus Titiali'i here at the bottom of the 7th. Again, the score is 4-1 Ogden over Oakland. O'Hara takes off the plate 1-1. Also, Bagneski with a 2-run single in the top of the 7th inning, but then he was erased 9-2-3. Next to O'Hara, swung on and missed, and it's 1-2. So when it's all said and done, it's 4-1 here in the bottom of the 7th. No one out, no one on for O'Hara, pinch hitting for Titiali'i. Michael O'Hara played for the Boise Hawks last year. He's a Danville native, so a Bay Area kid. Getting to play in front of his hometown crowd. Takes in the dirt, 2-2. Playing in front of friends and family, no doubt, here on opening day. Said he really enjoyed the atmosphere. He said it felt like opening day every day that he was at Raimondi last year while playing for the Boise Hawks. 2-2. O'Hara swings and misses on a pitch outside. And it's a K for Triplett, who has struck out 2 and retired all 4 batters he's faced. 1 down, bases empty for the Ballers here in the home 7th. A 4-1 Ogden lead. And Darryl Buggs is next. Buggs in this game, 0 for 1 with a ground out, a walk, and a run scored. He takes an outside strike. 0-1. That didn't look like a strike. Yeah, it was off the plate. Next, a check swing, and he fouls it off towards the on-deck circle where Tremaine Cobb waits. A little forlorn, I'm sure Cobb is, not to see the starter Van Sickle in the circle on the mound. 0-2. And Buggs pokes it foul behind home. A 4-1 lead for Ogden. They scored all 4 runs in the last 3 innings. Bottom of the 7th. 0-2 swung on and missed. Buggs waves at the breaking ball, and he's down swinging. So 2 outs, 3 strikeouts for Triplett, and now the leadoff man Cobb, who's been the Ballers' best hitter by far today. Ballers only have 4 hits. He has 3 of them. 3 through 9 in the order is 0 for today. That is not a recipe for success. First pitch drops in for a strike from Triplett to Cobb. Cobb 3 for 3, double, single, single. 0-1. He swings and pops it up behind home. 0-2.
That one he was trying to time from Triplett on the breaking ball. Just about got there, but still hadn't shifted that weight quite right.
Triplett, as we might have mentioned before, one of the best relievers last year. Team best ERA last season for Ogden, 3.56. That's poked into right center field. Have a day, Tremaine Cobb. 4 hits in his professional debut. Well, the Ballers offense might have some words from the coaching staff after this game. Like, all right, let's get it together. Come on, let's get some more hits. Cobb will not be included in that conversation. He has been flawless, 4 for 4 on opening day. Here's Lou Helmig. He's been pretty good so far. He takes outside, 1-0. Helmig, a walk, an RBI single, and was robbed of an RBI hit in the 5th. That is one of the deciding plays of this game so far. Mize made a great play. Kind of just picking that ball out of the air. It's now 2-0 on Helmig. Feels like the Ballers could use a big swing.
A big swing, huh?
A big swing. a home run here would get the Ballers within 1, getting them right back in this ball game. 2-0 pitch. Helmig swings and shoots it foul left field. Watch out, cars. There's cars parked along the street out there, and they're target practice for Helmig if he so wishes. It's 2-1, and he broke the bat there on that foul ball. Helmig had signed with Fargo, Moorhead, the Red Hawks of the American Association, ahead of the 2025 season, did not make their roster. The Ballers benefit from that as Helmig DHs and hits second on opening day. Crowd cheers before the 2-1. And Helmig delayed steal real quick after the swing and a miss, and Cobb is out, and he is very frustrated, wearing it on his sleeve. He can't believe the call from the same umpire that robbed the Ballers of a potential inning-ending double play in the top of this inning. So Ballers are held off the board. Cobb is thrown out stealing by Sargent to end the bottom of the 7th. They have been held scoreless for 4 straight frames, and they trail Ogden 4-1 as we head to the 8th. From Raimondi Park, this is Ballers Baseball on 860 AM The Answer. Top of the 8th here from Raimondi Park. 4-1 Ogden here on opening day in Oakland, and taking you to the final 2 innings of action. Here's Tyler Peterson.
Thank you, Nevada. 7 innings gone and done. 4 runs, 6 hits, an error for the Ogden Raptors. 1 run, 5 hits, 1 error for the Oakland Ballers. The new pitcher on the mound now is Dylan Porter, who will be making the start on Sunday, but will get, you might call it the bullpen in the game here on Tuesday. Porter, who is from Richmond, California, who played for the Savannah Bananas team, the Party Animals. This will be his first professional game. And we're going to have to pause here as music was still playing. Porter will face Sargent, Mize, and Lane. Now, Lambert himself did not do all too badly as Porter's first pitch is outside. 1 run, 2 hits, 3 runs, all unearned. A walk and a strikeout. Porter throws and swing and a miss from Sargent. Well, so far the difference is some shaky defense for the Ballers in the 7th inning. Other than that, these teams neck and neck the whole game. Porter from the windup. Pitch on its way. It's swung on and fouled away. Fastball on the inside, and it's a quick 0-2. Lights are definitely on here at Raimondi and have taken all that full effect. It's just the final little twinkle of a little bit of red in the sky. Slight hue if you look out toward the cranes there. It's a 1-2. Lozano will set up inside. Porter, the kick and the pitch, and it's a half swing. Does he go? No, says the umpire at first. It's ball 1. And I would tend to agree with that swing from at least my vantage point. Oakland will have to stage a comeback on opening night. Porter, deep breath. The 2-2, swung on, fouled away again. What he is very good at, and the reason he is on this team, is his ability to paint. 88, 89 we've seen on the fastball, but his command of the fastball on the outer parts of the zone is what Porter made this team on. It's a 2-2. Here it comes. And it's swung on and missed. 90 at the top of the zone, and Sargent swings through it. And there's one away.
That's what you want. Just north of the zone maybe from Porter at 90, and he got Sargent to fish there. And his first Ballers batter faced is a strikeout. Good start for Porter.
Mize, who is 0 for 3 today, the left-handed hitting big first baseman. A strikeout, a pop-out, and a flyout, his 3 at-bats. Porter's first pitch on the way. Fastball right down the middle of the plate for a called strike 1. Mize, you could say a 2-time Rocky Mountain vibe, started in 23 in spring training, cut out of camp, and then a year later gets signed late in the year. And now with the Ogden Raptors. Fly ball hit to right field. Monteith moves over to right center. He's underneath it. He makes the catch. And there's 2 away.
Not the easiest guy here, Raimondi. Ball hit that high, can get above the lights, and so Monteith does a good job tracking it for out number 2.
That'll bring up Carmine Lane. Lane is also 0 for 3, a strikeout, a fielder's choice, and a ground out. Porter's first pitch to him. It's a fastball that, again, on the hands, fouled away. And that one, I think, Lane's backswing did hit Lozano. It got him on the left hand, and he is trying to shake this off. This will draw the attention of Bruce Valentine, who now is coming out from the Ballers dugout.
Modestly peeking out.
Tough guys back there. Lozano, a catcher. But that's twice now that Lane has clipped Lozano on a backswing. The 0-1 on its way. Fought off down the first baseline. It's going to be the first baseman Almanza who tried to flip a ball he never had, and it's an E3. And that just did not work whatsoever.
That's a difficult play. It just kind of got blooped into the Bermuda Triangle there between the pitcher and first. And I think with Porter's momentum, he probably should have been the one to grab that ball. It's just a tough play.
For Almanza, that's a play you have to make in stages. That's a secure, then flip. He tried to do the whole thing in one motion. Porter did his job, went over, covered the bag.
That's true.
Now Elliott Good. Another error for Oakland. First pitch popped up. Who wants it? Lozano. He says he wants it. It's coming back behind home, and he puts it away.
Dylan Porter's got to remember he's not a party animal anymore. He doesn't have to catch pop-ups.
The inning is over. We head to the bottom of the 8th. Ballers trail 4-1 on 860 AM. The Answer. It's the bottom of the 8th. Oakland trailing 4-1. On the mound is a man who really has fooled these hitters for quite a while. Sean Triplett. He'll face Helmig, then Buford and Harris. It was Helmig who was at the plate when Cobb was thrown out in his last at-bat. First pitch to Helmig is a called strike. Helmig today, a walk, an RBI single, and a lineout. He has had 3 good plate appearances. Next pitch, fastball, a touch inside, ball 1. Not all that far away from the plate for Helmig. What can he do to get a rally started here? 2, 3, and 4 for Oakland. This is the part of the order that they have set up to do damage today. The next pitch off the plate. And Helmig wants time.
Hope he doesn't think the fans are booing him. You're saying Lou.
Now, Ricardo Rodriguez, interestingly enough, is marking something down. I don't think that counts as a timeout in a similar fashion to a mound visit, but I've never seen an umpire mark something down before after something like that. 2-1. Triplet to the plate, and Helmig hits one to center field. That will be caught by Kenny Oyama. Did he make the catch? He did. Into a dive. Oyama robs Helmig. And more excellent Ogden defense here on opening night.
I don't know what Lou Helmig did to the Ogden Raptors, but they've taken away line drive hits in the last 2 plate appearances. So tip of the cap to the Raptors defense.
1 away for Buford. That ball actually hung up a lot longer than I thought it was going to as well.
Me too.
Here's Buford, who takes the first pitch slider for a called strike 1. Well, as far as the Raptors are concerned, you might as well just let Triplet finish out this game because 1 single to 7 batters so far. Now a ball hit down the right field line, and there's a second single. As Buford is going to try to take second, the right fielder slipped. The throw in is not in time. I've got to believe that's a double for Buford.
Good piece of hitting. Dropping it into right field. Stone had a little trouble with it, was really just trying to chase it down and slip. And I think it would have been a double either way.
Well, right now, the Ballers have to strike. They trail 4-1 here in the bottom of the 8th. There's 1 away. And Danny Harris, who's batting cleanup tonight and who is 0 for 3, needs to show some of that good stick. First pitch breaking ball, a touch outside for ball 1.
You know, for a guy who hasn't played baseball in 18 months, I've been impressed with the swings from Harris. He hasn't gotten any results, though, yet.
Sargent sets up outside. The pitch comes inside, and it's swung on and missed. Change up that time. 1-1. Ballers trying to get something started. Only 6 hits for both teams. Breaking ball outside. Fans trying to get a Let's Go Oakland chant started. Two and 1. Harris swings. It's a ground ball to third. It's going to be scooped by the third baseman Lane. It's slung over to first in time. Nice play. Made that look very easy. And there's 2 outs.
Difference really in this game, as you said, Tyler. It's just some shaky defense from the Ballers and some really good defensive plays by the Ogden Raptors. I mean, could not be night and day different defensively, the performances from both teams in this opening day game.
That'll bring up Christian Almanza. 2 strikeouts and a ground out, and with the lefty at the plate, Evan Parker is going to make his way out. Are we going to see a change? I think we will. The call is being made. We'll take a break. Likely a lefty to enter this game, maybe to try to finish things out in a 4-1 Ogden lead in the bottom of the 8th on 860 AM The Answer. The new pitcher on the mound is the lefty Cam Edmondson. He enters the game in relief of Sean Triplett, who was almost flawless in his 2 2/3 innings. Allowed 2 hits, a single to Cobb, a double to Buford, but really kept these ballers out of sorts. No runs, no walks, 3 strikeouts. He is responsible for Buford at second. It's the bottom of the 8th. It's a 3-run game, Ogden leading 4-1, and they turn to the lefty Edmondson to face the lefty Christian Almanza with a couple of outs here.
With 3 righties due up afterwards, he, I would guess, is just being put in here to try to finish this inning. Edmondson, who is a lefty himself, pitched 13 times last year and did not record a save. 13 innings, 10 hits, 10 walks, 18 strikeouts, and a 4.85 ERA for the lefty Edmondson.
So Almanza, who now has faced all 3 pitchers, looks at a first pitch fastball high for ball 1. Fastball at 90. Short lead for Buford at second. The 1-0 on its way. It's a swung on and popped up out of play. One and one the count. Oakland has put a man at second with just 1 out. Now there are 2 outs. Almanza has had the baton passed to him to try to get him home. The pitch is a fastball high. And Edmondson wants to challenge that. And that is not even close. That's a ball. That's one that you let your catcher tell you it's a strike, I think.
Yeah, pitchers, for the most part, should not be challenging to balls and strikes. Catchers just have such a good knowledge of the zone.
So it's 2-1 with 2 outs. Ogden has used their challenges. They will go 1 for 4 today. Oakland still with 5 remaining. 2-1. Almanza swings and misses through 90 miles an hour. It's 2-2. Almanza's a guy that the Ballers are hoping can turn those big college numbers into big pro numbers. 2-2. Sargent setting up outside. The pitch is off the plates. 3-2. A lot of fastballs in this at bat. Does he switch things up here? 3-2. The righty Lozano on deck. Edmondson fires, and Almanza takes inside. It's ball 4. And that'll bring up Lozano. Lozano represents the tying run.
He's got the matchup advantage, too. This is exactly the spot the Ballers were hoping that would happen. Almanza did a good job to work a 2-out walk.
Buford at second. Lozano takes a fastball high.
Is that what I think I hear?
Get the cheer going. Buford at second, Almanza at first. Lozano at the plate, 2 outs in the bottom of the 8th. It's a 1-0 count, and he will try to hit it out, I think. The pitch is swung on and fouled at the plate. He had a big hack at an outside fastball, and you are not going to pull that pitch where that was.
Nope. September 13th against Yolo last year, Game 3 of the playoffs. Crowd chanting his name. He homered, putting Oakland on the board in that game. If he homers here, he ties this game up in the 8th.
Ballers trying to get some hits with runners in scoring position. Just 1 today. The pitch, a ground ball toward the hole. The shortstop on the backhand. His throw across the diamond is not in time. A very close play. And Good did everything he possibly could to make that play. And Lozano just does beat it out.
I wasn't really sure what Good was doing. Throwing it to first when the better play was just to try to get the force at third with Lane covering, but he airmails the throw, and by airmails I mean gets a lot of air on it. He doesn't airmail the first baseman, and he gets it to first on the money. Lozano just enough speed to beat it out. Bases loaded.
Infield single. Evan Parker comes out to talk with Cam Edmondson. This is not to change, even though you don't have to face 3 hitters. Pat Monteith, the powerful Pat Monteith at the plate. A walk, a double play, and a fly out to right. He has an opportunity as the potential go-ahead run to give the Ballers the lead. He will have to hit a ball with some oomph to accomplish that task.
And again, yes, he's a lefty, but you got to think of the bottom of this lineup today against the lefty and Van Sickle. Against the starter, 3 through 9 in this Ballers lineup did not get a hit against a lefty. And so there's no urgency for Evan Parker to bring in a righty here. He's going to roll with one of his trusted relievers from last year in Cam Edmondson.
4-1 Ogden. Buford, who doubled at third. Almanza, who walked at second. Lozano, who had the infield single, he is at first. Into the box, Pat Monteith. This is the time for some hero ball. Edmondson's first pitch to Monteith. He swings, pops this up into shallow right. The second baseman wants it, and he will make the catch. A harmless pop-out to end the 8th, and we move on. Ogden 4, Ballers 1. 9th inning up next on 860 AM, The Answer. We move on to the 9th. 4-1, Ogden leading on opening night. Damian Stone to lead things off here in the 9th.
Ballers with a missed opportunity in the 8th, got the bases loaded, 2 outs, but Monteith could only get it to the shallow part of right field and popped out.
Porter still on the mound, and the first pitch is low. Well, Ogden will go into the 9th with the lead. At the moment, it is a 3-run lead. Still time for that to change. So Porter needs to make sure he does not allow any more runs to make this comeback for Oakland on opening night possible. 3 runs is child's play in the Pioneer League as far as a comeback opportunity. However, some really nice pitching performances as this pitch is inside the Stone, 2-1. More importantly, Nevada, as you have pointed out, some very nice defensive work from Ogden tonight as well. The 2-1 is a called strike on the outside.
Yeah, it's been the difference in this ballgame. Ogden just making spectacular plays to take away hits and runs from Oakland. Should at least be 4-2.
This pitch out to left. In is O'Hara. He's under it. He makes the catch. 1 away.
And honestly, the defense has been decent for the Ballers today. A couple errors. It was really just one bad inning that caused this the lead to slip away, caused Ogden to claim the lead. But other than that, we've seen some good plays defensively from Oakland, but nothing star-studded like we've seen from the Ogden Raptors.
So this is Tyler Stancato, who looks like he may not stay in the game after he is
He's special.
brought in. If not, there's a lot that we're going to have to figure out on the field because Evan Parker talked to Ricardo Rodriguez a long time. I imagine Fontenot will come back into this game. Stancato is listed as an outfielder, Kyler Stancato, a lefty to face Porter. First pitch is a called strike.
Stancato, two-way player, was selected first round of the Arizona tryout camp, 12th pick, right after Isai Santos.
Ground ball towards short on 3 hops. Cobb waves back. His strong throw to first is in time. He trusts his arm there, and I do too.
Scary for a second. Stancato was flying down the line, but good throw from Cobb.
Now the top of the lineup in Kenny Oyama. First pitch, a ball. Two away in the inning. Porter to the plate. Fastball. There's a called strike. Oyama today has scored a run and driven one in. That's good work from a leadoff hitter. Now he fouls one away.
And he did reach on an error in the 7th inning, but got to give him credit. That ball was hit hard at Buford, the third baseman.
4-1 Ogden here in the top of the 9th. Bases are empty, 2 outs, a 1-2 count to Oyama. Porter working from the windup. Wants a 1-2-3 9th. His pitch is high. The lefty waits, and now the righty throws. That's outside as well. Well, Porter has to challenge Oyama here. He's not what you'd call a power hitter. You do not want to allow a leadoff man with his speed to get on for free. The payoff pitch is a fastball, a challenge, and it's fought off.
1 home run last year in 120 at-bats. He did not strike out a lot, just 20 strikeouts, so he is tough to whiff.
The 3-2 from Porter. Again, here it comes. It's swung on, hit out to left field, fairly deep. Moving back is O'Hara. In front of the track, he makes the catch. The inning is over. Ballers, 3 to tie, 4 to go home. Bottom of the 9th after this on 860 AM. The Answer.
Bottom of the 9th, last chance for Oakland. And they'll face a new pitcher. They trail 4-1 against the Ogden Raptors. The new arm is Braden Bonner for Ogden. Bonner wears number 15. Right-handed pitcher. They're yelling at Booney. Braden Bonner, 6'4", 207-pound righty, 27 years old, from Salt Lake City, Utah. Spent parts of the last 4 years in the Frontier League. Made his Ogden debut back in 2023, but only appeared twice. Last year for Ogden, Bonner, 27 appearances, 2 saves, 30 innings, 31 hits, 10 walks, 23 Ks, and a 4.50 ERA. He is attempting to get the save on opening day on the road here in Oakland. He'll face 8, 9, and 1, starting with Michael O'Hara.
O'Hara, the lefty, Bugs, the righty, and then Cobb, who has had 4 hits today. Here we go, the 9th inning of opening night. Ballers, they need a comeback. The first pitch from Bonner on its way is a fastball right down the chute at 92 for strike 1. Bonner works from the stretch. Pigeon-toed stance. Fastball high and away. Ball 1. Fans trying to will this Oakland team to a rally here in the 9th. O'Hara is 0 for 1 with a strikeout after pinch hitting for Titi Ali'i. The 1-1 on its way is swung on, hit down the left field line. That will not straighten out, though. That's foul, and it's now 1-2.
Ballers could use a leadoff hitter aboard. They have failed to do so in each of the last 3 innings, 6th, 7th, and 8th. They have not put the leadoff man on. They haven't scored since the 3rd.
Ballers won on opening day last year. They did not win their home opener against Yolo. Bonner peering into his catcher, Sargent. He's got the sign now. Sargent will set up low and away. And the pitch to the plate, O'Hara takes way outside at 93. So he certainly comes with the velocity, does Bonner. And the hair flips when he throws as well, which sort of adds to some closer flair, perhaps. 2-2 pitch is swung on, and I don't know how he fouled that away. That was a slider that almost hit Michael O'Hara in the shins. Instead, it goes down the right field line.
He swiped it away down the right field line. I don't know either.
That was like a cricket play.
Well said. Dylan Porter just launched that foul ball into the crowd.
O'Hara trying to fight. Ballers trail by 3 here in the 9th. And now Bonner steps off. That's 1 disengagement. Nobody's on. The deep breath. Now the 2-2. It's swung on, hits a left field. It's shallow. The left fielder, he broke the wrong way. It's over his head. O'Hara's going to have a double. The left fielder, Bagneski, came in, misread the ball, and it went right over his head.
Unbelievable. Just completely broke the wrong way. O'Hara benefits and has a double in front of his hometown crowd and likely friends and family in attendance for opening day. That's so cool for the Danville native.
Another pinch hitter, the Berkeley native, Isai Santos. He is a left-handed hitter. That is why he has come on for Darryl Bugs.
Santos attended the open tryout back in March, then selected in the Arizona tryout draft with the 11th pick. He's the designated 26th player.
The Ballers have got their break. Can they do anything with it? Bonner to the plate. Santos takes high.
Really good year at Point Loma in 2024 for Santos. Hit .346.
The 1-0 on its way. Santos takes high and outside. Don't forget, the Ballers still have all 3 challenges and maybe as many as 5 to play around with here in the bottom of the 9th.
Anything close, you got a challenge at this point.
Crowd is into it now. 2-0. Santos takes a strike on the inside. 91, right on the inside corner. O'Hara at second, who had the double. Santos at the plate. The pitch is swung on and missed. Well late that time on the outside fastball. 2-2. Big hole on the left side for Santos. The pinch hitter here in the 9th. Bonner set. The pitch. Swung on, hit softly down the left field line. Foul.
Got some pop in the bat. 10 homers last year at Point Loma, D2 school in the Pac West. 53 runs driven in. Just needs to get on here. Easier said than done against Bonner, who's a pretty good reliever for this Ogden squad.
Can they string hits together? The 2-2 to Santos. He just gets a piece of it. Emergency hack to the stars that time. Wow. Practically took that one out of the glove of Sargent. 81. That was the slider. May try to speed it up here now. Beware of the fastball. Santos hanging in there. The 2-2. Bonner to the plate. Santos swings, line drive, over the head of the second baseman. It's into left center field. They're going to hold O'Hara at third. Isai Santos, his first professional hit, and it comes in a huge spot in the ninth. It's first and third, and nobody out for Oakland.
7th pitch of the AB, and he just served it over the head of the second baseman, Fontenot, who had re-entered. O'Hara is held up because the Ballers need 3, not 1. And we've got a game on our hands in the ninth.
Danville and Berkeley combining for 2 hits here in the ninth. Now, Upper Marlboro, Maryland, and Tremaine Cobb at the plate. 4 for 4 today. He is the potential tying run. He will see a righty here. And the first pitch to Cobb is a breaking ball for a called strike 1.
There's no way he gets 5 hits in his professional debut, is there?
Nevada trying his best to work the reverse jinx.
What?
Can they continue stringing hits together in a 4-1 ball game with no outs? Bonner throws, Cobb swings, line drive, right field, base hit. This is going to score a run. Santos will stop at second. Tremaine Cobb with 5 hits. Oh, now Santos tries to go to third, and he's safe as the ball got away from an infielder.
That's huge base running by Isai Santos, taking advantage of the error from the throw from the right fielder. Stone leaked off the glove of the cutoff man.
It was 5 hits for Austin Davis on opening day 2024. It's 5 hits for Tremaine Cobb opening day 2025. It's a 4-2 ball game. The winning run at the plate in Helmig. The potential winning run. And now, melodrama here in the bottom of the ninth. They got their break with the O'Hara double. Bagneski had a bad read. They got the good at bat from Santos on the line drive, and Cobb does again, a 5th time.
Amazing. What a performance in your pro debut to go 5 for 5.
Quintuplets for
That's
Cobb.
Crazy. And now it's Lou Helmig who has the chance to be the hero after he was robbed of a hit his last 2 times. He could win this game with 1 swing, but I don't think he'll get a chance to face Bonner.
Here comes Evan Parker. He has seen enough. It's not going to be Bonner. It will be someone else. First and third, no outs in a 4-2 ball game here in the bottom of the ninth. Helmig at the plate. Ogden will enter a new relief pitcher, and we will take a break on 860 AM. The Answer. Braden Bonner does not get a single out. He faces 3 batters, a double, a single, and another single. Enter Brett Irwin for the Ogden Raptors. It's a 4-2 ball game. Oakland has scored 1 in the ninth. Lou Helmig stands at the plate against Brett Irwin. At third is Isai Santos, who moved on an error to third base as well. Both teams have now committed 2 errors. Helmig, who has an RBI in this game. The first pitch on its way, big breaking ball, and that is low for ball 1. One for 3. Still no outs. The pitch, Helmig takes a strike, 89 on the outside.
Irwin, second stint in the league. Made his pro debut back in 2022 with the Vibes.
1-1 to Helmig. He takes in the dirt.
Last pitch, Brett Irwin in the Australian League for the Melbourne Aces this past winter.
They've strung 3 hits together. What more can Oakland do in the 9th? They trail by 2. The pitch to the plate. Helmig swings and fouls that out of play. They've given these fans, if nothing else, a dramatic finish to this game. Can they complete this comeback? Helmig in a 2-2 count. Irwin fires. Helmig takes high and away. 3-2 with no outs. Would they send Cobb from first?
Absolutely. To stay out of a possible double play. So many reasons.
Irwin set. Cobb has a decent lead at first. Cobb does not run. Helmig swings down the right field line. This is back, and it is off the wall. 1 run will score. They're going to hold Cobb at third, and Lou Helmig is making me lose my voice in the 9th inning. The Ballers trail by 1. Give me that cough drop, Nevada.
Never too late for a cough drop. Lou Helmig robbed of a base hit his last 2 times. He drove in the first run of this game. He drives in the 3rd run of this game for the Ballers. It's a 1-run ball game in the 9th. Still nobody out. And the winning run is just 180 feet away.
And what a moment this could be for Cam, whose error in the 7th inning and whose misplay had given some life to Ogden. It gave him a couple of runs. The winning run at second. The tying run at third. No outs, and the infield is in. The first pitch down and away.
I mean, the momentum has been like an avalanche in favor of the Ballers in this game. And crazy to see the infield in, but that's the tying run. That's just 90 feet away.
Swing and a miss on the high fastball, 1-1.
And that's a good approach from Buford, though. Yes, maybe it's not the best pitch to swing at, but it's high in the zone, and you're trying to elevate one to the outfield to tie it.
Can he win it for Oakland? The 1-1. Buford swings down the right field line. This will go foul. Nevada, you and I were here in the middle of the season against the Northern Colorado Owls. Something happened only one time last year, which we will not yet bring up on this broadcast.
We'll just say the game ended in the 9th.
Buford, who had a double in the 8th, is 1 for 4. Irwin fires the 1-2. It's fouled back. A fly ball ties this game with Cobb's speed. Helmig is at second. The infield, again, in with no outs.
Buford does not have to win it. Just needs to put the ball in play, and maybe something amazing will happen.
The 1-2 to Buford. He swings, ground ball into the glove of the second baseman, who flips it to first. Great play there from Fontenot to keep this game tied.
Oof. That's a tough call, but with the way that ball was hit, it's a hard hit ball in the infield. You really just got to wait to see if it goes through. I think that's actually good base running by Cobb to stay at third.
Now Harris, who is 0 for 4, just needs to get it through the infield. Irwin has a big out in Buford, and now he calls time. That'll be one step off.
He wants a new ball.
Ricardo Rodriguez, will he give him a new ball?
Never know.
Yes. Is that going to count as a step off? I don't know. It's 4-3. Ogden leads in the bottom of the ninth. At third is Cobb. At second is Helmig. Harris. Here's the first pitch. Swung on and fouled back. These fans have waited for Ballers Baseball to return. It has on opening night. The pitch is a fastball high.
And what a moment this is for Daniel Harris. A chance for a guy who hasn't played in 18 months to tie or even win this ball game for a team that he's hoping to find that it's his home here in Oakland.
The 1-1 on its way. Harris takes a fastball off the plate. A walk is not the worst thing of all time for Ogden. It could set up a game-ending double play. Almanza, the man on deck. Irwin set. The runners lead. Big lead at second for Helmig. The pitch is hit out to center field. Over is Oyama into the alley. He makes the catch. They're sending Cobb. The throw will go to third, and Helmig stops smartly as Cobb scores. And this game will go to the knockout round.
That's out 2, right? Oh, man.
It's a double play. Oyama through to third. The run does score. We're going to the knockout round. A sacrifice fly for Danny Harris. Cobb scores. They have tied this game with 3 in the ninth. Now Helmig, I don't know why he was trying to go to third, but I will say this much. He did the smart thing of stopping because he would have been dead meat and maybe the game would have been over if that throw catches it just right before he scores. We're going to take a break. It's going to take a little bit of time to set up this knockout round. 4-4, the Ballers have tied it in the ninth. And we'll see what happens next on 860 AM The Answer. Well, folks, we've seen quite the game thus far. 4-4 after regulation, and now a knockout round here on opening day, something which also only occurred once in this stadium last year, and that was on the opening series against the Uwasutta High Wheelers.
Would it be wrong to go live?
Would it be wrong to what?
To go live?
To go live, what does that mean?
On any social media?
You?
Why
Go
not?
ahead. Go
Why not?
ahead. Load up your TikTok, my young man.
Let's go Instagram.
So we're going to see
TikTok.
who each team sends out. Again, the knockout round rules, to remind you, each team selects a hitter. Ogden will bat first. They will have either 2 minutes or 5 outs, whichever occurs first, to hit as many home runs as they possibly can. Whichever team has more is the winner of tonight's ballgame. No winning pitcher, no losing pitcher.
Well,
I don't know who the Ballers will select.
That's what I was about to ask you, because they had a knockout round practice on Sunday.
Okay.
I don't know anything about it. I wasn't there.
Well, it looks like Ogden has selected their hitter. That looks like Chris Sargent, who is most likely a very good choice. It looks like Tremaine Cobb may well be that hitter. Right now, Tremaine Cobb is taking some swings in front of James Harris, who may be throwing the baseball. We don't know who the tosser will be. The two throwers for Oakland last year were JT Snow and Brad Burkell, and hey, JT's in the stands, but he's not going to go out there and throw. So the umpire's just getting things ready. We've got an L screen in the middle of the mound, or in the middle of the base path from the mound. Well, Tremaine Cobb, who has 5 hits tonight, why not let him do it? Bagneski, or excuse me, make that Sargent, who does have a hit today, will be the likely selection. And as a right-handed hitter, you may try to hit one over that slightly shallow left field fence. Aaron Miles chatting with Ricardo Rodriguez, and now Evan Parker coming on. There is a little bit of a discussion, I think, at the length of the L screen. So they're going to back this up. I know it has to be at least 35 feet. You can send it a little bit farther if you want. All right. Let's see if this cough drop has had any effect in the inning I've been
I hope so.
lozenging it. A knockout round, something which Oakland was pretty proficient at last year. So for Ogden, it may be Evan Parker who does the throwing. We'll see. We're still not ready.
Just an amazing finish to this game. It felt like the Ballers were going to win it. Just the sheer fact that they came back from down 4-1 to tie this game and force the knockout round is amazing. Again, maybe a little bit of base running mishaps that caused this game to be ended in the way it was. With 2 outs, the Ogden Raptors still could have gotten that final out and sent it to the knockout round. But here we are, tied at 4. And a seesaw game, a low-scoring one at that. But, man, what a way to finish opening day.
I don't know who would be more aggrieved at a loss today. Ogden, who had a 3-run lead in the 9th, or Oakland, who can point to base running, infield errors, any collection of those things which contributed to their deficit early. So we'll see. Evan Parker still having a long conversation here. So we're still not quite ready. Parker has now taken the mound, the little flat throwing platform. I'll throw to Jackson Murphy, the bullpen catcher. And he'll get 8 warm-up tosses before Sargent will swing. A knockout round on opening day. It's happened before in the Pioneer League. Oakland won their opening day last season. A big comeback in the 9th to tie it here. Can they finish the job? Okay, in steps Sargent.
19 home runs last year, led the team. This is who Ogden wants in this knockout round.
All right, the umpire will signal on the first throw. Go. The first pitch, taken. We are on, and we are off. Taken again from Sargent. 1:50 on the clock. The next pitch, taken again outside. Parker to the plate. swung on. That will not get the job done. It's a first out.
Oppo, interesting.
1:40 on the clock. The next throw, ground ball, 2 outs. 1:30 on the clock. The next one to Sargent, ground ball, 3 outs. 1:20 on the clock.
He's got to slow down. He's got to elevate. He keeps hitting the ball down or oppo. He needs to hit one high and in out to left field.
Sargent, line drive, 4 outs.
At this rate, 1 might win it for Oakland.
One minute left. Parker throws a soft toss into Sargent. We are under a minute. The next one, Sargent swings, pops this up, and this is not going to do the job for Ogden. 5 outs, no home runs, and Oakland just needs 1 to pull this off.
And they're going to turn to the man who's 5 for 5 tonight. He's been hitting line drives. Can he elevate and celebrate just one time to send the Raimondi Park faithful home happy?
Tremaine Cobb Jr. And we hope Senior is watching tonight. He's gone 5 for 5. He just needs to put 1 over the fence.
Cobb, 15 home runs in college at Troy through 2 years. At Hartford, he launched 14 in 3 years. The Ballers have guys on this team who have launched just about that many home runs in a season, and yet they go to him, Tremaine Cobb Jr., because he's the hot hand, and he has swung the bat with such ferocity tonight. His confidence has to be through the roof.
Just needs 1. It's easier said than done. Think of the year Sargent had last year, all the home runs, and he could not put 1 out.
That's true.
So Cobb, we're just waiting here, just another moment. Lozano will put on the gear. They're going to run the balls back to James Harris. Harris will throw. Cobb will stand in. We wait for Ricardo Rodriguez to give the sign, and we are good to go. The first one to Cobb is taken. Harris down the line, deep, and the Ballers have walked it off on opening night. Cobb Jr., 5 hits, and the knockout round winner. Oh, man.
Team running down into right field. This crowd, they've stayed around, and they were rewarded handsomely. Tremaine Cobb, the hero.
An unbelievable end to this game. Oakland is 1-0. And that lozenge almost got me through the whole of that last call. But I am happy.
One swing was all Tremaine Cobb needed to become an instant Oakland legend.
I don't think we are going to get an on-field interview here unless Aubrey Tolliver can chase down Tremaine Cobb.
Good luck.
Tremaine Cobb has lost his shirt, my friends. And the Ballers do go home happy. All right, let's see if we can get this working. If Aubrey can see me down on the field, we're going to try to make this work. They're all the way down the line. Wow. We're hoping we can get Aubrey Tolliver with Tremaine Cobb. We will see if they're ready down on the field. Let's see if they're ready down on the field.
They are. Let's sound it down to Aubrey, shall we?
You only needed 1 pitch to do it, opening night.
Thank you so much, Aubrey. We'll take a break. We'll be back on 860 AM, The Answer. Welcome back to Raimondi Park, the site of a Ballers victory here on opening night. An incredible display from this Ballers team. It almost didn't work. That's how I want to call tonight. It almost didn't work, but it did. The Ballers walk off the Raptors in the knockout round. Final of 4-4, 1-0 KO round. Nevada calling with me, Tyler Peterson. What do you got on tonight, Nevada?
Wow. I'm a bit speechless because this game felt for a lot of it that Ogden was going to win. Late innings, Ogden pulls ahead 4-1 with a 3-run 7th inning, and the Ballers weren't hitting. The Ballers were not hitting one bit. And, they got a couple hits, but they left the bases loaded in the 8th inning, and it felt like, all right, the Ballers gave it their best shot, but that's all she wrote. But then credit to Michael O'Hara, Isai Santos, couple of Bay Area natives with those hits in the 9th inning. Tremaine Cobb, more on him in a second. Lou Helmick comes up. I thought Lou Helmick was going to win the game. I'm sure you did too. That ball looked like it was heading out to right field. And then Daniel Harris hasn't played in 18 months. He has the game-tying sac fly. It goes to the knockout round, and Tremaine Cobb, 5 hits today in his pro debut and wins the knockout round on just one swing.
Your totals for tonight: 4 runs on 6 hits and 2 errors for the visiting Ogden Raptors. The Oakland Ballers, 4 runs on 11 hits and 2 errors. Both mistakes in this game leading to 3-run innings. Ogden's was not scored as an error. Ballers did have some that were. No winning pitcher, no losing pitcher, no save on the day. Time of the game, 2 hours and 59 minutes in front of 4,100. Tremaine Cobb, what can you say? I mean, there's a lot of guys I want to point out. I'd like to point out Connor Richardson for what he did, Carson Lambert for what he did, Dylan Porter for what he did, and Luke Short. 1 earned run in this game. The pitching staff looked great. The hitters did their job when they needed to. Helmick with a big game, 2 hits, 2 RBI, and a walk. 5-game hit game for Tremaine Cobb Jr. And if Senior is watching, he is a very proud papa tonight. Any final thoughts, Nevada?
Enough said.
How about let's come back tomorrow?
Let's do it.
All right. My little handshake there as well. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. I want to thank everyone who made this possible. Gavin back in our Virch studios, sending us through the night. Let's throw one out to Brendan Colthurst, who made it possible for this to be even happening in the style it is, to set up this press box and these new equipments inside as well. For Nevada Cullen, I'm Tyler Peterson. Again, the final score tonight, a 4-4 regulation tie. Ballers win in the knockout round 1-0. Have a good rest of your opening nights on this Tuesday evening. Thanks.